When you bring the clutch up really high like this all the way, you see people braking really hard like this, and then up and then down again. If you want to know how to drive in slow moving traffic properly in a manual car, then you're in the right place. Also, let's run a little competition. How many times I've said the word clutch in this video. I'm going to select one winner and then I'll send you a prize. So the last winner from the last competition was this person. Make sure you reply to this comment so that you can claim your prize. But for now, let's get into it. So now we've got all this traffic ahead of me here, and we've got this car pulling up on the left. So instead of me rushing to get towards him and getting too close, I'm going to keep my clutch down and steer around him carefully. My clutch is still there at the biting point, and then now that I've gone past him, I can bring out some more. The mistake lots of learners make there is they rush that situation, or they bring the clutch up way too high and then they end up getting too close. Another mistake you see lots of learners making is they'll try to drive really close to this car here. When you drive like this, one, you're not going to see any box junctions like the one in front here, and two, anything that car does, I need to respond straight away, and I'm more likely to like stall or crash into them. So you want to make sure you got a nice gap like this, and whenever they move, give them room first and then follow them afterwards. And in these kind of cases, people are too quick to go into second. So like now, I'm in second gear, the car's struggling. I shouldn't be in second gear right now. The car's fighting me right now because it's trying to go forward and it's shaking a lot. Don't be too quick to go into second in these kind of scenarios where it's really busy and slow moving traffic. Just keep it in first until you have enough space to then move forward and go into second. So like now I've got lots of room here, then I can go into second. But as before, there was too much going on for me to go into second that quickly. Now in this kind of stop-start traffic, it's up to you whether you go into neutral or you keep your car in gear. If you're a new driver, it's probably easier just to keep it in gear the whole time. And then when you stop like this, just keep the clutch down, keep it in gear. And then once it's time to move again, all you have to do then is get the biting point and move. Whereas if you keep going into neutral the whole time, if you're inexperienced, it's going to be more difficult. So let's say I stop and then go into neutral, and then it's time to move again, clutch down, into gear. You see, there's a lot of steps to do them. And if you're doing this stop, start, stop, start, stop, start, it can get quite tiring. But if you see that the traffic is not moving for a long time, then you can obviously put it into neutral, handbrake on, and then relax. In this kind of traffic, there's so much traffic here. Don't be trying to move up really quickly and rush because you're thinking everyone's leaving me behind. I need to be really quick. No one's going anywhere fast. So in this kind of case, when people start moving, I'm not going to rush to keep up with them. Yeah, I'm just going to get my car ready and then move up towards them slowly. Yeah. So if I bring my clutch up, it's going to go too fast, and then clutch down again. You see, because no one's going anywhere fast. So don't rush thinking that you're getting left behind because no one's going anywhere anyway. I showed you a second ago that when you bring the clutch up really high like this all the way, you see, the car goes quite fast. Instead, just have it around the biting point like there, and then down again, and then up and then down again. This way, your car's not going to go flying into the car in front, because let me show you the other way first. So if I bring the clutch all the way up straight away, you see, the car goes way too fast. Even there, I didn't press any gas, but just the clutch alone is powerful enough for the car to go really fast towards the car in front of me. So instead, just get the biting point like this, keep it around the biting point, and then even maybe a little bit down, and then up again, and then down a bit, and then down all the way. This way, I can control my speed. What you see in this kind of situation here is where people braking really hard like this. Even though it's a slow speed, they'll brake too hard. You don't need to brake this hard for these kind of slow speeds. So the key is to firstly spot everyone that's stopping up ahead and don't leave it too late to start responding. And then in second gear, I'm going to brake first, clutch down really early, and then when I'm coming to a stop, I'm going to ease off the brake a tiny bit. That way, I don't have that harsh stop. Okay. And then if I want to go again straight away, I can get straight to the biting point, add a bit of gas, hold the clutch still a little bit longer, and then bring it up all the way now. Yeah. So sometimes you can stop and then move away straight away again without having to do like a hill start or putting the handbrake on. Yeah, let me show you again here. So this is quite a steep hill here. I'm going to show you how to stop briefly and then move on again. Let's say the traffic stopped here, I'll put my clutch down, and then if I stop briefly, I can get my clutch to the biting point again, and then drive on. What some people do in that case is they'll stop and then allow the car to roll because they're not braking enough, and that's going to be a problem. So to prevent that from happening, what you can do is once you come to a full stop, go straight to the biting point and then add gas again. This is only when you're moving on again. Right now everyone stopped, so I can stop fully, put my clutch down, and then once it's ready, get my biting point, add a bit of gas. Again, I'm not rushing this, taking my time. Just because everyone ahead of me is zoomed off, it doesn't mean I have to copy them. I can do it at my own pace. So right now these guys have stopped, but they might move on straight away again. So I'll go into first before I stop, and then if they're not moving, I'll put my brake on, get my biting point, add a bit of gas, and then bring the clutch up gradually. And then now it's off fully, clutch down, and then bring the clutch up and then back on the gas again. Let me show you the wrong way as well, how people sometimes do that. When they go into first and they try to move on again, it's really jerky because they do it wrong. I'm going to go into first, but then they'll bring the clutch up really fast and then add gas after. That's going to make the car really jerky. Instead, let me show you another way. Let's say we're in the same scenario, we're trying to slow down into first and then carry on again. So like here for instance, I'll go into first and then I'll bring my clutch up smoothly while adding gas, and then that way, if I was to do it like that, it's much smoother. Okay, because there's going to be situations where if you leave it in second, the car will start shaking too much and then it's going to stall eventually. So you need to go into first, but you want to keep the car moving. So that's what I just showed you there, where you can go into first and bring the clutch up smoothly while adding gas. So like here for instance, we've got the cars that are stationary because the light is red. I'll go into first before I come to a stop, but everyone is still stationary, so I'm just going to keep it like this, get my biting point, add a bit of gas, and you notice I'm not rushing here, I'm taking my time. Yeah, and then through there it's getting a bit narrow, so I'm going to keep it in first for now and go slowly, and then once I go through, I'll go into second. I can see people ahead are slowing down already. The bus has stopped almost because it's trying to squeeze through that gap. I'll keep it in second for now, but I'm thinking about going into first because the car's really starting to rumble and I want to keep a distance between me and his motorbike. So once it's out of the way, then I carry on. Yeah, so you see that I was ready to gear down into first because the car started to rumble a bit when that motorbike was in front of me. So it looks like the bus is stopping, but it's before zebra crossing, so I'm going to go into first here because this speed is too low for second. And you see there, I brought the clutch up smoothly while adding gas. That's what made it a lot smoother, because I can see a bus indicating to come out, so I'm not going to rush to go past him. Take my time. And then here, because they're stopping, clutch down all the way and brake gently. So now the temptation is to go really quickly here and do that. I could easily stall like that. Instead, you want to take your time. Even though other people are moving ahead of you, don't try to keep up with them. Do it in your own pace. Eventually you're going to get better to the extent where you can drive quickly without stalling. If you want to know how to move off quickly without stalling, check out this other video that I made that will show you how to move off really fast in a smooth way. So I'm taking the next right, and it's going to be a bit tight here, so I'm going to make sure I do it really carefully. I want to get into first gear before I get to the turn here because it looks like it's quite narrow. Bring the clutch up, so now my clutch is up and gear 1 is engaged, because what you see a lot of people do there is they'll coast into the corner and it's not very well controlled. Now car parks are places where you have to drive really slowly, especially like really small car parks like these. So right now I've got my car in first gear and also have my clutch ready in case I need to use it. So especially for this kind of bend here, what you might see some people doing, they'll keep braking and then end up stalling because the clutch is not down. In that kind of case there, because I didn't have enough space to carry on moving, I would have either scratched this car or scratched into that car. I should have really pressed my clutch down a lot earlier. So if I'm going around a bend and then if I saw something that I had to stop for, let's say, instead of carrying on braking, I'll clutch down first and then brake gently. Okay, and then once I'm ready to move again, I don't want to bring my clutch up really quickly like this because it's going to go too fast around here. In these kind of areas, once you're ready to move, just get the biting point like this, keep it there for a few seconds, 1, 2, 3, and then release it slowly. But I'm not having my foot down here, I'm having it ready in case I need to stop at any point. because around here anything can happen because it's such a small space. Barely touching any gas going around this corner here, because what you see a lot of learners do is they'll follow that car and try to go fast with them, but there's too many things happening here, especially if you're inexperienced. You've got zebra crossings there, you've got people trying to come out of the parking space potentially. So just keep it nice and slow like this, barely any gas. And if you notice, even if I don't press anything, the car will move at around like 5 miles per hour. Yeah, we want a bit more than that, so just add a little bit of gas. I've got this pedestrian in the way here, so I'm not gonna get too close to him, so I'm gonna use my clutch. I'm not gonna go around him either, because right here is too close to the junction. I don't want to be on the wrong side of the road as I'm coming out of here. So I've got my clutch down, going slowly, and then check both sides. Hopefully he's gonna go on the pavement now, and he does. And then I can bring my clutch up a bit more and add gas.